Okay, welcome back, everybody. Another week of training for you. Just gonna jump right into it. Typical Monday. We got some heavy pressing. We got log. Started the day with a set of three. Excuse me. Set of three at 215. I was looking for a set of four here. Only ended up getting three. Missed the fourth. Took a small rest. Came back. Hit my fourth, and then hit a fifth because I was upset. Um, Log was moving very not well. You can watch these couple reps. You can see I'm just kind of dancing everywhere. I don't seem to have the maybe confidence in holding it overhead. You can see here on this fourth that I missed. I just way out in front of myself. Um, Not good reps. So took about 30, 45 seconds of rest. Came back, hit a fourth and then a fifth. Um, Unfortunately, they were still not good reps. You can see here, having to take a step out in front of me, re-rack, my goal here is a very solid rep. It's fairly decent. But seeing there, just shaking the head, upset with myself because I know I can do better. And since I know I can do better, I load up an extra 5 pounds. So we've got 220, and I try and smoke this for a double. As you can see there again. Got a little bit out in front of me. Could have held the lockout if I needed to, but I just wanted to get these over with because I was very upset with myself. So you can see there's a second, and that one I hold for good measure. Call that a day. Drop down to the volume set. We have a set of 10. One second, let's check my notes here. Yes, a set of 10 at 175. Good volume. You can see here the first one, just getting myself centered. My feet set where I want them. And then I just start kind of popping these up. Obviously, you don't get a full lockout, don't get that second of control. I don't always throw my head straight through. I'm just trying to get the volume in. I got a tip to ensure that the angle of the log handles are remaining the same. It was pointed out to me that the log handles were becoming more parallel to the ground. So I was just trying to work on that, ensuring that when I'm bringing it back down to the rack position, that that angle is staying the same. Move over to my Swiss board press, 2 sets of 8 at 205. Sleeveless. These moved really easy. Felt really good. These have certainly been carrying over to my log in terms of helping my pressing, my lockout power. And overall are just a really good movement. I get a lot of stimulus in the chest, in the triceps, and they don't fatigue. I find they are not fatiguing my front delts as much, so I'm able to add in another pressing variation, whether it be with a bar, with dumbbells, or something like that, just to get some extra work in. Those move really well. And then I was kind of just tired, pissed off with that day, so I called it. I did one more volume set with the Swiss bar, some cable rows, and then some flies, push downs. Called her a day. Tuesday, squat day. Same old axle cambered bar versus bands. We did 5 total sets at 290 against roughly 120 pounds of band tension at the top. Didn't increase any weight today. Week to week, I'm trying to add weight every week on top of upping the volume. So this week, I kept the weight the same and just added one more set. I think one more set. It might have actually been 2 more sets. Nope, just one. Excuse me. So 5 sets of 3 at 290 plus that 120 band. So you'll see I'm doing all of these sets beltless. I'm not a huge proponent of beltless work. I don't think it really adds much The band is, or the belt is used as a tool to increase your core stability. And I find that not using it is really kind of pointless because all you're going to do is inhibit your ability to brace your core tighter. Um, you're not going to gain anything by not using a belt. So, with all that said, I couldn't tell you why I'm not using a belt, um, but here we are. This set. Again, this is what I'm typically calling my challenge set for the day. It is a lot more about my mind than it is about my body. So I've got the 350 that I had loaded last week, and I wanted to throw my belt on, knowing that it would squeeze me out at least 2 more reps. But lo and behold, it got me to a total of 10. So 350 for a set of 10 is not that great in terms of all-time squat numbers, but for me, for where I'm at with my squat progression, excuse me, it is very good. And I really had to turn my head on for this one, kind of just really think about it, think about where I was hinging, how I was pressing through the ground, ensuring that my back wasn't rounding excessively, but we got the work done. And that one almost took me out. And then have a little throwing up, dry heave fit. It's all part of the game. Move over to my pin safety bar good mornings versus chain. We have a total of 215 plus that 80 pounds of chain for a set of 5. And then I dropped to a set of, I believe it was 10 at the 215 straight weight. I'm going to keep saying it every video until people start talking to me about it, but these are an incredible variation. If you're looking for something that is less total tonnage, but gives you the same fatigue as a set of something like RDLs, or even something like a block pull or things like that, that's kind of that increased hinge pattern, um, increased fatigue hinge pattern. Buzzwords, something's in there. But amazing variation. You can see I'm doing what looks to be decapitated barbell rows. Sorry for the bad angle, but just trying to pump those out, get the volume in the upper back. I did other things that day that worked my lats, things like my pull-ups, and I had some jammer arm rows that I was doing. This set of bench, so this I believe is my heaviest set of bench on a straight bar at least. This is 255 on the axle for a set of 3. Now, this is Thursday. I believe this was Christmas Day. So I had gotten home and probably didn't get into the gym until maybe 9 o'clock, and then got a fire call at about 10. Got back in the gym about 11. So this is probably about 11:30, maybe 11:30. I'm getting this work done. But that's okay because we know that we love the work. So I was pretty pumped about that. Pretty awesome set. Dropped down to 215 for 2 sets of 7. Again, this bench is moving really well. I'm not sure if it's the increased overhead numbers that are pushing my bench forward, or if it's my bench that's pushing my overhead forward. But either way, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. I'm getting bigger, I'm getting stronger, and I'm feeling a lot more confident under the weight, which is the most important. Next thing is these Buffalo Bar incline press. So you can see here it's not too much weight. It's about 145. But I'm just trying to slow it down and really kind of get that stretch on the pec and ensure that it's my chest that is doing most of the work. Typically on an incline bench, I can bully it enough to where I'm using almost all triceps and shoulders. But my chest is certainly a weak point on not only my physique, but my strength. So it's something I am trying to work on. And for the last tricep overload movement, we have some seated pin press at about eye to forehead height with the axle. This is about 165. So not super high volume, but just trying to really blast through with the triceps, uh, get those pumped, get those working. So I've used these variation with some varying success in the past. Kind of have to work on the seat angle and the way I position myself, because I've found in the past when I've used those, I've gotten too comfortable with leaning back into the pad and pushing away from myself. So if I can get used to staying more upright and get comfortable in that sort of strict press position, I can get a greater carryover with those. Finish up the day with some pull downs, which you just saw, and then these overhead easy bar extensions. Or pardon me, that was just one of my accessories. This was the finisher for the day. Chest supported rows, superset with some push downs. Really easy way to hit everything upper body wise, that everything that is really important for the sport of strongman. Obviously, here you're getting lats and upper back. Here you're getting your triceps, which are two of the main things for overhead pressing. And then we move over to Friday. This set I am insanely proud of. This is one of the first times where I don't even know how to word it, but I remember 470 being a big mile for me, a big mile marker for me. I did 2 shows back to back. Last year, I had a 470 mammoth bar deadlift for reps, and I had a 470 13-inch axle for reps. Both of those events, I got 2 reps each. So being able to pull 470 from the ground on a deadlift bar, so obviously a little bit easier than a standard stiff bar and certainly an axle, but I managed this for a total of 7 reps. I think I wrote 5 down on the board. I wanted 6. I got to 5, and my body said I got 7. So really had to work for it. But man, I was super proud of this set. See there, I start yelling and screaming. So super pumped about that set. Definitely one that is going to kind of solidify the off season. One that's going to stick out as, okay, I certainly got better. This set right here is proof that what I'm doing is working. One more set I had here. I'm not too sure, honestly, why I did it, because I didn't really gain much from it. But it ended up being, just checking my book, ended up being 390 for a set of 10. And as I was doing it, I realized that, well, I'm doing, 80 pounds less, and all I'm doing is an extra 3 reps. But that's 3 reps on top of another 7 reps of the reps I already did. So if you think about total tonnage, it's certainly not a waste of time. Skipped my front squats for this week. Felt like they were getting super stagnant. Wasn't really gaining anything. Opted for some kind of sub-maximal split squats with the SSB. I've been loving these as my kind of finisher or accessory movement, so decided to put them as a secondary movement for the day. 225 for a set of 5 on each leg, and then moved over to 2 sets of 10 with 165. Again, my focus here is trying to keep the pressure on my front foot, ensuring that I'm getting a true isolation, unilateral stimulus here, so that I'm working each leg individually, trying to separate any weaknesses, target any differences from leg to leg, and balance those out. Super fun movement, definitely challenging. Adds a different. See there, I got stuck on top of the J cup. Almost lost her. But no, obviously a fun thing. It's good to change up your training every once in a while, not getting stuck on something like a front squat or any movement for that fact. Some deficit Pendlay rows. I've got my squat shoes on. Again, I said this last time, to mimic any sort of stone or sandbag I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, awesome. Again, another awesome movement. Finisher for the day, we had belt squats. I'm trying to just go super narrow with the deficit and my squat shoes on. Just really trying to hit the quads. Superset those with some dumbbell rows. I believe those are about 115. A couple reps per hand. Just kind of throw them around, trying to get some stimulus on the bicep, on the upper back, and then we called it a day. So that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week.